Hey guys, I just wanted to come back with a quick video to show you guys another of the modules in Merch Informer and something that I've been using a lot more recently to help with my t-shirt research to give over to my designer. So when you log into Merch Informer, on the left side, the third module down is the Merch Hunter, and that's what we're going to be going over today. Just showing you guys kind of how it works, what I've been doing with it. So essentially, what you can do with this is if you just want to do like a very general search and just find, for example, the top 100 bestsellers by BSR on Amazon for merch t-shirts, you're able to just leave this at top 100 and then go ahead and hit search, and it's actually going to pull the top 100 t-shirts for any given day for merch by Amazon. Now, it does take some time sometimes to load. It's going to show you some of the similar stuff to the product search that we kind of went over in another video, but so you'll notice there's obviously the keywords that people are using here, but overall it's going to break down kind of the top selling t-shirts for the given day or month that you're looking at. So for example, this one, which seems to almost always be at the top, is has a BSR of 2,153, which is insane, and it's doing an estimated monthly sales of 900. And you can see obviously description and other kind of stuff there. Now the other cool thing with this is that you guys can do you can obviously add it to favorites over here. You can do a trademark check, report infringement if someone stole from you, obviously, and check for competitors. But one of the things I like is that you can actually go in and directly on these shirts right here get a BSR and price history graph, which is just helpful to get an idea of kind of what people are doing with their t-shirts. Are they maybe just selling more because they've dropped the price, or vice versa? And so that one's not the best example because it's always up there. We see some World Cup ones in here, for example. Definitely stay away from those. But if we pull these up, we'll notice the sales have just been going crazy as the BSR is plummeting. But up here, we'll notice their price point has always stayed the same, so at $19.99. The purple line here represents the BSR, which we can see, on just about any given day, and we see that it's obviously dropped a ton just given some of the recent World Cup news and events. So let's find one that's non-World Cup related. You guys will see there's a ton in here. Let's check this one. Baby Trump balloon. Okay. Again, something that's always in the media, but we can see same deal. This one has been pretty consistent on price, and it looks like it has just been dropping drastically in BSR as well. So what we're not able to pulling any good examples right now, but what I like to see is, so okay, here's a better one. So for example, this one has a little bit more data on it. We can see that this shirt's been selling great, and you can see kind of the changes in price. So these guys were pretty consistently at $15.98, even though they had a great BSR all the way down until just recently, about a month ago, and that's, or actually only a few weeks ago. About last week, they actually raised the price finally from about $1. So it's just, again, kind of cool to be able to see what's changing in people's strategy as far as pricing, BSR, and how that's affecting the actual sales. And a general rule of thumb with BSR, I've made, another few videos talking about BSR, but, around 100,000 is pretty much equating to one t-shirt a day. And I generally look for, if I want to at least see a few sales on a t-shirt per month, I'm trying to find places where I can get in under 1.5 million BSR, but obviously, under 1 million is more ideal, and we want to get as close to, these lower numbers as possible. But that being said, guys, again, this is just kind of a helpful way to go through these. Now, if you find one you like, obviously you can add that to your favorites, which is the next module down. That's kind of where all your favorites are stored. I don't think I actually have any because I don't personally use the favorites too much. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of the general view. Now, obviously, the other thing I really like to do if I have some time is to actually really dig into those, because I think most people are probably only going to spend the time pulling the top 100. I like to pull, the top 3, 4, 500 and really kind of dig into those, because if we can assume, most people are going to if they're even have Merch Informer in this tool, they're only going to pull those top 100. What can we do to kind of get a little bit more data? Well, if we're pulling the top 500 on merch, guess what? Those other 400 that maybe, another 50% of people aren't going to be looking at, those other 400 shirts are still all great designs and all selling super, super well. So that's just another little tactic. And again, just kind of always the thing that I'm thinking is like, what are the little things we can do that are going to just help us find a few extra designs or ideas or inspirations to kind of go off for keywords. So anyway, that's kind of just the first hint. Now, you can also take a look at shirts that are the top 100 for the 100,000 and above BSR. And you can filter by price range, which I don't normally do, but let's see here. So we'll notice, for example, this is the first result here. This one's just over 100,000, and you guys will see it's doing about 24 t-shirts per month. The other cool thing is it'll show you right here the average BSR for the last 30 days, so you can see that it's changed. And that's helpful because sometimes, if you're just going off of let's say a Jungle Scout or something where you're just checking the BSR on the t-shirt listing on Amazon, you might see on the listing that, oh wow, this shirt's 100,000, but you might not know that in the past that shirt was 140,000. Like maybe this t-shirt changed drastically because they went from a $19.99 price point to dropping it to $12.99, and so all of a sudden it's exploded because they've dropped it down. So anyway, just things to consider here, but we'll notice more of these that are just over that 100,000 mark. So again, same deal here. We can take a look, take a deep dive, and filter by bestsellers. Now, the other thing I've been doing recently is obviously using keywords as well. So if I have an idea, let's say I've started my research on Amazon and I've kind of found some potential niches that I like, one thing I would do then is come back over here and let's just use cycling as an example. I'll just use the broad term for now. It's going to take some time depending how many results there are. So we'll see, for example, guys, under 100,000 BSR, there's only one result, which is not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. It kind of gives us a little bit more information about the niche itself. Now, then I'll pull 100,000 and above and take a look in there, and now we'll get a lot more results and a bunch of keywords for those. Now, another thing, and I don't know how definitive this is, but another thing I've been doing recently is actually going and choosing top 1,000 with that when I have a keyword in there and pulling this. And the reason, so for example, the reason I do this is I want to see, and again, I don't know if this is definitive, but when I pull this, it's going to pull and query all of the merch t-shirts that have that keyword involved. And so, for example, when we pull this term here, cycling, for example, we'll see that there are 1,000 results. So all 1,000 of those results are popping up, which means there's at least 1,000 merch results, if not more. But let me show you guys another example. Ultra marathon, for example. Let's see if this one works. So again, we have the top 1,000 selected, but you guys will notice now, even though I have top 1,000, only 44 results are actually showing up. So that just indicates to me, hey, there's actually not a ton of shirts here. There's, maybe only around 44. I don't know if, again, that's the definitive amount, but there's around 50 t-shirts for this keyword. So, that's, again, just some helpful information. It doesn't mean necessarily that's definitely a niche that I'm going to spend time on, because we'll notice the average BSR is still pretty high at 7 million. But if we could find, for example, a keyword where maybe we only have like 250 total results, but maybe the average BSR is under 2 million or under 1.5 million, well, that's going to be an amazing place to go into, because that means that there's not a lot of other competing shirts for the keyword, yet there's still a market for it based on the BSR. So again, guys, these are just kind of like little tricks that I've been using and some different criteria that I've been throwing in, so that I can actually spend my time researching a lot more effectively. And instead of just kind of going and finding just what's popular today, I can actually take it one or two steps further and find t-shirts that meet the criteria that I want. So you know, finding things that you know are gonna fit my definition of a good t-shirt, a good investment for my time and money. So I hope that helped you guys. That's just kind of a quick video. Let me know how you guys are using this tool or this module down below in the comments. And again, I'm going to keep doing a few more videos just kind of playing around with each of the different modules in Merch Informer. And yeah, show your support. Would love a subscribe, thumbs up if you guys got some value out of this. And of course, links to everything, including 3-day trial of Merch Informer, and also, more importantly, a link to the Facebook group where we kind of talk about these tactics and you know, just network with each other. That's all going to be down in the description. So definitely check that out. But with that being said, guys, I will see you at the next video.